So it seems like recently a lot of VTuber fans have been pretty upset with a certain couple of VTubers, including people like Deme. Now, again, I think this stuff is pretty stupid because whenever I looked into it, it's kind of just like, what can you complain about? I don't really care. But essentially, yeah, if you guys don't know Deme, very, very big VTuber. We covered her a couple of times for some of the advancements that she's been making in the 3D kind of stuff in terms of tracking and things, as well as some other things too of her being targeted by like clippers and whatever kind of badly taking her clips and essentially misrepresenting her. And well, it seems like some people have been going after her over on VTuber Circle Jerk on the subreddit, saying favorite VTuber with completely original content who definitely isn't just ripping content from other actually creative YouTubers. Now obviously they bring up Deme there, which obviously is just her react content, kind of reacting to different certain videos, like is it possible to survive in Minecraft civilization, reacts to why the UK can't build anything. And yeah, of course, then they go and point out other VTubers as well. I'm not sure who this VTuber is, but again, there is a couple of VTubers that they bring up here. And again, it is like a list of different VTubers that they bring up that essentially do react content to certain videos and to certain things. Now, obviously, this is a genre of, kind of content that has blown up recently, especially in the past couple of years, not just in the VTubing space, but also outside of the VTubing space as well. And I think that, obviously, as long as they're giving the right credit and giving their own input within to the actual, content itself, I don't have a problem with it. But it seems like some people have had a pretty big problem with it, saying, that they're just ripping content from actually creative YouTubers. They're saying, I remember she said that she doesn't like Neurosama because it is easy AI content. I then looked her up and she's just reacting or playing games with zero creativity. Now, again, I think that is totally okay. I think she is allowed to, obviously react and play to games as much as she wants. Now, I don't know about the Neurosama comment that was made, but I do think it's pretty crazy. They said, I'm pretty sure it was Deme, and of course, they go in and talk about it, saying Neuro specifically is a very handcrafted AI, and obviously, we've talked about, the kind of intricacies of Neurosama and Evil and how Vidal works on them quite a bit, and how, well, I guess, done they are, and why they have gotten to the point they have with the kind of subathon and everything like that. But yeah, I think that, obviously saying that it's just like lazy or whatever, that is definitely not the case. Now, obviously, a lot of people saying, hands down, the most talented and creative person I know, is actually true and real. People saying XQC tubers, obviously referring to the fact that, obviously XQC is a streamer as well, who does similar type content. He does like reacts and things to certain videos that people make, and he gives his own opinion and kind of comments on it too, right? People saying really a shame on how one of the only streamers from Quebec is that's recognized globally as him of all people. Said, I hate him, and not for the reason you think. I was in the r/place Discord. We feel so they got their r/place thing taken over. Well. They say, I remember holding the line for the Smash Melee art. Some of these VTubers, like Cypress #2, have a separate gameplay / original content channel, just others not listed, but for some reason the reaction channel got picked up by the algorithm. Some of the VTubers get 10 times the viewership of views for content reactions on their VODs than for their actual channels. I stopped by a stream of one of their reactions who gets tens of thousands of views on their reactions, but only had 36 people there during their live stream. She was just as entertaining as she was in the videos, but for some reason her live streams was relatively dead. Without the reaction content, she probably wouldn't be able to make content. This isn't just to defend reaction content, since it is lazy slop, but it's lazy slop that YouTube has been pushing for the past couple of years. And yeah, obviously, you don't have to, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? I think there is a lot of YouTube algorithm. I don't know how you kind of call it, but essentially the YouTube algorithm favors a lot of reaction content and a lot of similar content like this. And I don't think Deme or any of these other VTubers are necessarily bad for doing so, right? They're obviously doing very, very good. I mean, how many views did those videos get again? We can see 18k, 33k, 12k, 20k, 27k, and even like, for example, this is Cypress here. They get like 42k, 94k, 100k, 100k, bro. If I'm making bank reacting to videos, I'm doing it, right? As long as I kind of, add in my own opinion in there to a full extent, right? And kind of, link the video so that people can go watch it for themselves, I think that's okay. And obviously, as long as the person that is being reacted to doesn't mind being reacted to as well, I don't think it's bad, right? Maybe it is slop content to you. Maybe it is content that you know, I guess it isn't like most effort or whatever you want to call it, right? But let's be real, it's very clear that a lot of people enjoy watching it, despite it being slop content or despite it being, you know, lazy content or whatever people are trying to call it, right? It still gets views, right? There's still people watching it, and that is the kind of main thing that people look for as YouTubers at the end of the day. They don't care how it's made. They don't care how much effort's put into it. As long as it does good at the end of the day, then of course, you know, they're going to continue to do it, and they're not going to stop doing it just because someone says, oh, that's kind of lazy. They're like, yeah, I know, but it's making a lot of money, so I'm going to keep on doing it, right? And I think that is essentially it. Now, obviously, I don't know if they're all like that. Maybe some of them want to make good videos. And the thing is as well, right, like as this person says, sometimes they have like a separate reaction channel where they react to things. And then if they do want to contribute like a more edited, a more put together, a more, I guess, just like well-rounded video that isn't just a reaction, then they sometimes have a separate, you know, channel so that they can push that kind of content. Now, obviously, it probably doesn't do as good as the reaction content, but they still try to, because obviously they're a creator at the end of the day. They know that, you know, I guess doing reaction content isn't exactly creatively fulfilling. So they do both, right? Because you have the money maker, and then you have like the main thing. For example, like with Pyrocynical, right? You guys remember with the whole Pyrocynical stuff? He has this channel Pyro Live where he covers small topics where he just kind of slops it out, right? And he even says that multiple times on his channel. And then he has his main channel where he works on big kind of long form, like hours and hours long kind of things on video games and stuff like that, where he talks about it at length. And he literally has said on stream multiple times that, yeah, the reaction channel and stuff like that is the money maker, so that he can make the content that he wants to make and also be afford to live and be able to afford to continue doing what he wants to do. So, you know, I think that's fair enough, and that's what a lot of people do. Now, I'm not saying all the reaction channels do that. Maybe some people genuinely enjoy reacting as well, but again, it is a kind of just a type of channel, and you don't have to watch it if you don't want to watch it, right? People saying I go by the, if the yapping is longer than the video, it is not YouTube slot principle. Said how many are is my question. So skew is definitely one for sure. The girl can turn a 7-minute long video into a 20-minute long yap. And I think that is something that a lot of people do bring up as well, is the fact of, hey, how long have they transformed this video? Because I do think, yes, it is a much more lazy if you have like a 10-minute video and then they manage to make it like 11 minutes, right? Because that means they've barely talked throughout the video, maybe left a couple of comments here and there. Now, of course, if they're turning a 10-minute video into a 20-minute video, then usually, you know, I have no problem with that, because it seems that they're giving their own opinion and giving their own, you know, whatever you call it, like kind of transformation. They've transformed the content beyond just like making a couple of comments on the video going, yeah, interesting, right, okay, cool. No, they've actually kind of given their full opinion and given, you know, as much as people hate it, right, they pause the video, talk about their own experience or talk about something to do with the video and continue on. And that is transformative, right? And I think that is okay. That is allowed. And I think that is, you know, the best way to do reaction content, I guess. But of course, some people still have a problem with that, right? And yeah, obviously people keep on going and say, hey, leave my slop reactionary VTubers alone. They're the closest things I have to sharing the videos with friends, okay? Is that plus watching a video with an anime girl in the corner hits different, which again, obviously that is why reaction content is so popular these days. It's because it is like watching a video with a friend who can tell you about their own stories or whatever, or their own reactions to something. And sometimes some people are interested in the VTuber themselves. For example, like Deme, you know, some people are interested in just what she thinks about a certain topic or about a certain video, whatever. The same goes for not even just like, you know, big kind of thought pieces or whatever. It also goes the same for like music videos or something big that's happened, right? Like, what's your reaction to this new music video that's gotten like popular or whatever lately? And of course they're going to be interested to see that too. So I think there definitely is an interest for this kind of stuff, and you know, that is very obvious by the viewership that does come up. But again, I don't know why people are complaining so much. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I mean, that is kind of it at the end of the day, right? If you don't like reaction content, it doesn't mean that they are forcing you to, you know, take it and, you know, keep on watching it. But, you know, it's just one of those things, right? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really affect anybody. And obviously, yeah, there's a lot of people that do enjoy this content anyways. So they're going to continue to make this content and continue to make the money that they make from it. And that's totally okay. I think that's fine. And anybody that wants to do that can, and anybody that wants to watch them can, and anybody that doesn't want to watch them doesn't have to, right? And I think that is essentially it. They also made another post about it. I'm pretty sure it is pretty much just the same thing, but again, I did find it pretty crazy. If people are actually genuinely mad at this, then I'm going to be real. You got to find better things to do with your life. Because again, I think complaining about reaction kind of VTubers and things is just kind of stupid. Like you're better off just going and doing something in real life than complaining about the fact that someone uploaded a YouTube video that you didn't like. Like, come on, let's be real. But yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is for this video. I just kind of find it crazy because they were going after Deme and a lot of these people pretty hard. But I don't think they're doing anything wrong. I think they're just, you know, playing the game, as I said. As I said, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? And that is essentially how the YouTube algorithm is at the moment. But yeah, that is essentially all there is for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.